Have you ever talked with the other lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
All right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listen discretion is advised. Da-na-na-na, na-na-na-na. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years.
Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. All right, we're back. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies Nursery Booming host Leroy, aka Wu-Tang, with my co-host.
This is Eli, aka Ahsoka Taco.
There you go, another food reference. And also want to give a shout out to our third co-host because they're already coming in. The AI.
Oh yes.
Let me see if I can do a thing.
All hail the Doombots.
All hail the Doombot. Let me see. I was going to introduce him, but damn it. See, we messing up already, Eli. As usual, I was going to introduce the Doombots, and I was going to do, but I couldn't find the thing. So whatever. We'll fix it in post.
Is that popcorn and an egg frying?
Oh, that's even worse. Okay, never mind. We're never doing that again. That was nowhere near the effect I was trying to have on it. So yeah. While y'all let it go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Boom, get on in there. Yep. Oh, look at the graphics.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah,
Fancy.
some things stay with us. So yeah, we've been gone for a while, but we're back. We're gonna come with a new episode because the stuff I wanted to talk about on here. Like I said, the Lanterns trailer drop. We are gonna talk about that. Before we talk about that, Eli, it was the 25th anniversary of something that was very special that I saw last night. All right, so let me ask you this. Are you a fan of Gorillaz?
Oh, yeah, they're all right. I've jammed a couple of their jams here and there.
I'm trying to gauge it, Eli, because I know you hate everything 90s, but technically they're 2000s.
Yeah, this was the 90s, was it? This was.
Yeah, so I'm checking your posts on the 2000s, not 90s. So you're allowed to like them.
Yeah, Dell. Yeah, I've jammed some
Dell
Dell and hieroglyphics and shit. Yeah.
So they performed. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen these guys what they've got to look like. Like I said, every video they just look like this.
Yeah.
So
their videos were cool.
Yeah, but they just look like that. So I don't know what they look like. So on Saturday Night Live, we actually showed what they look like. I'm like, okay, never seen what they look like before. Okay. So it was cool. It was, sing the song. I'm happy. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine. Back. That's a weed song, Eli. Just let you know.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
When you look at the context of the song, yeah. Reason is such a near and dear to my heart because reason I know that song so much because it was one of the feature songs on MTV Music Generator. It was a PlayStation 2 game, which I had this game. All I played was this and Tekken 3. That's the only thing that touched my PlayStation.
Okay.
And actually had a breakdown of the song that where you could break down everything of Clint Eastwood. People never knew the name of that song. It's called Clint Eastwood. Reason it's called Clint Eastwood because you listen to it, there's a sample of Good, the Bad, and Ugly in there. That's what I call it that. So
yeah, I believe I did know that.
Yeah, that's all. I just want to talk about that. I was excited to watch. I didn't even watch Saturday Night Live. I didn't watch it. The shit shows like going to shit even more than what it normally has. But that they were the musical guests. I was like, okay, I'll show up for that. So, yeah. All right, let me take you to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, now we watched a trailer, not a movie, anything like that. We just watched a trailer. We just watched a trailer of Lanterns, and we're gonna just not do a deep dive of it. We're not gonna do an hour-long breakdown and whatever like that. Because honestly, I kind of don't care to do that. Watch other podcasts that can do that stuff like that. We'll give you 120 things you missed in this trailer. I don't care. I want to talk about the vibe of the trailer.
Okay.
How do we feel about it? Now, so don't know what we're talking about. Like I said, this is Lanterns. For those who don't know what Lanterns is or what we're talking about, it's an HBO show coming out. What's the date, Eli? September?
August, right? So, yeah, it's not coming out anytime soon. Well, later on this year.
Hey, August will fly by. We'll blink and August will be here. So, so it's very possible that could happen. So yeah, August will be here. Like I said, this is Lanterns. The show is talking about. So the show it's a superhero show. It's a DC show about two space cops. On the left you got Jon Stewart. On the right you got Hal Jordan, and they're on some kind of adventure, mystery, detective, whatever.
They got a case.
They got a case. They got to solve a case. They got 48 hours to do it.
A space case.
Yeah. That I think I kind of spoiled you. Like that's kind of what the show reminded me of.
What? 48 hours?
48 hours. Yeah.
Oh,
it's just 48 hours. It's not even space because they're on Earth.
Yeah.
Think about it. He never called about it. He like, hey, Junior, hey, convict, or whatever the fuck he kept calling him, shit like that. Old grizzled veteran that's, his 2 days from retirement and shit like that. The hotshot rookie and shit like that. Now people can say, okay, well, 48 hours. What about other shows that remind me of? What about Rush Hour? And what about Men in Black? They all take for 48 hours. It's all the same shit.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. It's all the same shit, even though Lethal Weapon kind of like flip-flopped it, but still the same thing. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's all the same thing right there. But like I said, now how close is it to the comic books? Like I said, in the comics, you got Hal Jordan. Yes, Hal Jordan did train Jon Stewart in the comics. That is a thing. We reviewed it. We reviewed this comic on this podcast. So go dig through our crates. It's in there.
And Hal Jordan is an asshole.
Hal Jordan is an asshole. It's funny because in that book, Jon Stewart kept calling him Whitey. I don't think he's going to do that in an HBO show, but I would laugh my ass off if he did. That is from the Hard Traveling Heroes thing. So
yeah, and if we're sticking to 48 hours, I mean, 48 hours did have like racism was pretty much a big theme in that movie. 40.
Oh, you ain't blink twice about it. Like I said, it was the 80s. It's a in the 80s you can't get away with nowadays.
One of these days we will do a deep dive on 48 hours and how it's basically that movie's the history of American racism.
Pretty much. And it's a great Eddie Murphy movie. Kind of like launched Eddie Murphy's movie career.
The bar scene when he goes into the redneck bar, that's like the hey Mr. Tibbs, or they call me Mr. Tibbs.
I was just about to say that. Sidney Poitier is very much like Sidney Poitier. Like you just didn't do that back then. Yeah. So yeah.
You got the cowboy and the Indian. You got like I said, racism in America. That's basically that.
Like I said, a lot of stuff went down in that movie. So yeah. But what's going on with this one? So what do we think about this trailer? Overall, I'm gonna go first because I think between the two of us, I'm the biggest Green Lantern fan.
Sure, you can be, yeah.
Okay.
I won't argue that.
Okay. I think we're gonna fight over who's the bigger Green Lantern fan. And I'm not saying like I'm a Green Lantern fan because Jon Stewart is blah blah. No, I just like the Green Lantern lore. Like I said, if anybody that know me, that I'm a big DC fan, and Green Lantern, like out of all like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, like that, Green Lantern is the most DC comic you can get. It's the most comic booky comic you can get to. It's about space cops and aliens and flying around and multiverse and like you can't do this shit half-ass. Like if you're gonna do it live action, you got to have like the biggest budget. Like they have giant space one. You got to really, really go for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not well versed in the DC space verse.
Yeah. Now, like I said, if you get into Green Lantern, that's all it is. Like that is space shit right there. That's all it is. So if you know Green Lantern, you know DC. That's how deep the shit goes. So yeah. So having that boil down to True Detective, the comic version of it, I don't know how I feel about that. Because I kind of wanted the big space shit and all that stuff like that. But you're not gonna get that. And I kind of wanted it. Like look at they don't even have effects. He just take it off.
He's just Superman.
Yeah, just Superman is way out and shit like that. Now, and on top of that, what makes it even crazier is that, like I said, this isn't the first time a Green Lantern has shown up in this universe. Like I said, Guy Gardner beat him on screen.
Yeah.
So, and this show is actually connected to the Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that Guy Gardner, like the actual Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, actually might show up in the show. Like, I think that's almost confirmed he's going to show up in this show. So it's kind of making it seem like, how is all this gonna connect together? I don't know. But overall, the show just felt like it's all right, instead of just woo, just mind blowing. Like you just want to be mind blown like that because I don't really see how a Green Lantern TV show would ever work. Me personally, because the concept is too out there. It's got to be a big budget blockbuster movie.
It does.
And then
okay.
why does he actually have a suit hanging up in the closet? Can't he just make it? I don't know. Am I being too critical, Eli? Am I overthinking this?
You want the Ryan Reynolds movie, don't you?
I kind of do. I kind of do want that. Yeah.
And this doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like the opposite of the Ryan Reynolds movie.
And I think that's the point. Like, we did Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds didn't work. Look at the exact opposite of, even though the guy in here is playing the same character Ryan Reynolds was playing,
Yeah.
Maybe not the exact same, but he's playing Hal Jordan,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the whole point of it. So it just kind of threw me off like, is this going to work? Am I going to watch it? Of course I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch this thing. Like, but am I excited to watch it? As of right now, I'm going to say no. If I feel like there's going to be a show, I'm kind of just watch and be like, sorry. And then just move on, Or maybe it'll blow my mind. I don't know. But this is kind of weird that this is the direction DC decided to go with Green Lantern.
It kind of feels like the Netflix Marvel shows where they were kind of low budget. Like
but they make sense.
Yeah,
they make sense. Like Daredevil as a TV show makes sense. That's street level.
Yeah, that was gritty street level shit. But and it worked because we didn't have a lot of superhero comic booky, razzmatazz,
Right.
It wasn't like the Marvel movies. It was like a grounded TV show. And that's what this kind of looks like. It's like more gritty, but then you're right. Like that, does gritty work for Green Lantern? Gritty,
right? For Green Lantern, I mean, it's plenty of gritty DC heroes.
Or Western?
Like,
I'm not
saying
street level. This is more like a Western almost because it's out in the desert and shit.
It's out in the desert. Like it's a Western. It's two cops, doing stuff like that. So yeah, kind of like that. But
until he started flying, I would have never expected this was to be a comic book show.
Yeah, it just felt like a Western, like one of them Paramount TV shows.
Like
Yellowstone
and all that
or some shit. Yeah, like it felt more like that than Green Lantern.
Yeah, it wasn't very Green Lantern-y. Or
it doesn't feel very like this isn't even green. It's brown Lantern. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, not a lot of
Owenism. Yeah, so it's like, does realistic gritty Green Lantern work? I don't know. Like, that's my thing. Like, if DC wanted to make a TV show, it's so many other properties that could have made TV show that could have been low budget, still could have worked. You could have gave me a Bronze Tiger TV show. I would have loved that, I know they had a bunch of CW shows that come out like Green Arrow and Black Lightning. They could have dig a little bit deeper in there.
Dog and shit.
They could have gave us a Mr. Terrific TV show.
Yeah.
With the same guy. That was a Superman. They could have gave us that. You ain't to go like super high tech budget with that. They could have been low budget with this one, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's got everybody's favorite heartthrob in there and shit like that. So he might bring the ladies in just for that, So we'll see. I don't know. It just threw me off. Like. So right now, Eli, am I excited for a level? I'm kind of like lukewarm on this trailer, but maybe the show will be amazing. Maybe the show will blow me away.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of crazy murder mystery that will be deep in Green Lantern lore.
Maybe they're saving all the effects for the,
for Kilowog. Yeah, when he shows up with Yakuza.
Something, yeah. But it did feel I was underwhelmed. It felt underwhelming to me.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to be the guy tailor-made for this shit. You think I would be excited? I'm like, nah, I'll watch it, but then I'm just like, I just gotta watch it.
I'll check it out. Like, I'll check it. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. But
yeah,
it didn't look like it didn't wow me. Like, and like you're saying, like, is it going to be a grounded, gritty version of wacky space adventures?
Right. So, like, does anybody really want that? That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe we're. I mean, hey, we liked Wonder Man.
We did like Wonder Man, and the Wonder Man trailer was even less impressive than this one.
Yeah,
because we watched Wonder Man, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But then you watch the show, like, "Okay, this is a pretty damn good show." So, like I said, maybe Green Lantern will impress, or Lanterns, whatever you want to call them.
Who knows? Like, if they're doing like the hard traveling hero shit. I mean, gritty. I mean, that's got Green Arrow in it. But if they do that, where they are like, because wasn't that series just them two dealing with like societal issues and shit, you know?
Right, yeah. It wasn't Green Lantern in space, no shit like that.
Yeah.
That was like, it was just him on Earth
Yeah.
dealing with social issues, you know, shit like that.
Dealing with the the current events of the time, and maybe that's the direction they're going, and that could work. You know, who knows?
And you know what? I did feel that in the trailer. I did feel the hard traveling heroes, you know, vibe in the trailer. So maybe they're going with that. So I don't know.
And then that would fall like that. That does sound interesting. Like if you're gonna give me, if you sell me, I don't think they did sell that. That was like what their intended was. But if you give me 48 hours with Green Lanterns, that's
the vibe I got, Eli. I don't know if you felt that, but that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, well, now that you say that, that makes more sense. You know, because like when I hear Green Lanterns, I think of space, goofy space shit. You know,
right? And
I didn't get goofy space shit from this at all. So that's why I was thrown off. But when you start talking about the Hard Traveling Hero series and 48 Hours, okay, that
and plus they're butting heads, and like they don't have a good relationship in this TV show. You can tell from that they're butting heads in the TV show.
Yeah, and it looks more grounded and gritty, which is back to like the Snyder shit. You know, like it's just lanterns, not Green Lanterns. It's just lanterns. Just like Man of Steel or The Dark Knight, you know, like.
Well, see, here's the reason why I think, and like I said, if we're going Green Lantern lore, if we're sticking Green Lantern lore in there, because there are other lanterns other than green, red, black, yellow, maybe they will show up. Maybe.
Then we can get the Blackest Night. Oh,
the Blackest Night is leading to that, so like that. Or let's take it a little bit step further, Eli. Let's go comic booky nerd bullshit with this thing. What if the final episode or the last episode is Jon Stewart versus Hal Jordan, where they fight each other and Hal Jordan becomes Parallax?
That's some deep shit that I don't know what to talk about, but sure.
You don't know? It's the 90s. My fault. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I went too deep that time. Okay, my fault.
But sure.
But if it happens, I'm gonna be like, I told you so.
Is that, you mean like Hal Jordan as a bad guy?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, that's the only time Hal Jordan has ever been interested in me.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm all for somebody slapping the shit out of Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I've never given a shit about Hal Jordan until he went evil supervillain shit like that. And everybody had to stop him. That's the only time I cared about him. So yeah. Yeah.
And then if we follow like James Gunn's trajectory of the Creature Commandos, and then you know, which I thought if we're gonna do if they're ever gonna do Justice League Dark and they're gonna do a Swamp Thing and we're having the Clayface movie, you know, it's supposed to be all horror. If we go horror, then we can do Blackest Night. You know, we can go down that.
Or
road.
even the fact that Hal Jordan being played by an older actor. Like I said, remember I kept telling you about that James Gunn loves 80s DC.
Okay,
that's what they did in the 80s. Hal Jordan was older in there.
Yeah.
So. And he was like training everybody else to like that. So yeah, so we'll see. But yeah. But that's all I got. Like I said, we'll talk more about this when we actually see the show. No reason to just do all this talking about some shit we need to see. So
yeah. We'll see.
So now I'm gonna throw it to you, Eli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm gonna just let you just run wild.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the Youngblood movie trailer or poster or what did you see? What did you see?
Okay, Youngblood. Yeah, it was a trailer. I didn't even know about this, so this kind of caught me off guard. So yeah, they're doing.
I'm gonna step it up a little bit further. You know the movie is out, right?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So I didn't know how far you went with this, but okay.
No, well, I didn't see the movie. So okay, yeah. Youngblood is a remake of an old '80s sports flick about hockey. About Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe was in the original Youngblood, along with Keanu Reeves had a bit part in it. Patrick Swayze, Cynthia Gibb. 80s, you know, your typical 80s sport flick. You know, coming of age.
The underdogs.
He's really good at hockey. He goes to college, joins the hockey team. You know, his story arc was that he didn't know how to fight. That's what I remember. Like the ending, like he was really good. He was really fast. He was a really good hockey player, but he didn't know how to fight. And that was like the big victory at the end was not his team winning the game, which they did. No, it was about him beating the shit out of somebody. Yeah, it was like an actual fight.
Because in hockey, that's kind of a big
Yeah,
deal.
so that's what I always dug on the flick. It's been out, like, I haven't seen it in so long. It's not on streaming anywhere. I can't find it on DVD anywhere. But I've been wanting to watch it lately, like for years,
Eli, all cards on the table. I've never heard of this movie.
Oh, well, yeah, it's 80. I am older than you.
I know 80s, 90s is your blind spot. 80s is my blind spot.
Yeah, this is like mid 80s, 85, 86. So I was like 11 or 12 when I saw this shit and thought it was cool. And, but like I said, it's your typical 80s sports, coming of age drama, and at the time, Rob Lowe was like a big teeny bopper heartthrob.
Oh yeah, he was huge back then.
Yeah, so yeah, they wrote on that his
So basically, this was a Rob Lowe movie.
It was a Rob Lowe. He was like the star. I mean, that's back then, movies had movie stars.
Yeah, you sold movies by the star. This is a Rob Lowe movie. That's not like it is now, but back then it was Rob Lowe.
Part of the Brat Pack. He was in all those like Outsiders and all these 80s flicks and shit. And this was one of his starring vehicles where he's going to play a hockey player. So, anyways, they're remaking this. They've remade this movie, and they've obviously race swapped the main character.
Okay. The character that was Rob Lowe.
The character's Rob Lowe is now I don't know the actor's name, but he's a black guy.
Okay.
And I'm all for it. I'm like, hey, I want to see this. I'm hoping.
All right. So has anybody, went crazy over this, like not my Youngblood because of this, or
I don't know.
Does anybody care?
I don't. I didn't really read any of the comments, because I don't give a shit anymore.
Okay.
But I would suspect that it would be, that people would get pissed off and shit. Not my Youngblood, or get pissed off that there's a black hockey player, which is more common than people would think.
Yeah, there are black hockey players now.
There's a lot of black hockey, like shit. Minnesota Wild, we had two.
Yeah,
Greenway and Dubnik. They're more common than you think. So, but yeah, I mean, it looks good. I mean, I watched the trailer. It looks cool. It definitely does look like it's more of an underdog story than the first one. Like I said, the first one, he was really good. Like he basically got picked, like handpicked for a college or whatever to get on, to get on their team and shit. So he was a really good hockey player. He was really fast and no one could catch him. It's just he couldn't fight, And this one looks like more like he's already angry. He's more angry and he's got a chip on his shoulder and he's got something to prove. Whereas the other one, he was already kind of a whiz, and then he needed a little bit more, he needed a little bit more grit to him. You know what I mean? He was a little green behind the ears. So this one looks more aggro, but I think it looks cool. Like I like watching hockey. I like I think this looks cool. So I'm stoked to see this movie, and hopefully they'll reissue the old one, and I can watch the old one again. Because, like I said, it's
right.
Not
they should have had that one ready to go with.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, in theaters March 6th. I'm pretty sure that is already passed.
Yeah, that's like the other day. Damn. So
unless I pulled up the wrong
weekend.
one, or unless I pulled up one that's out there. Yeah.
So.
Youngblood review, have at it. But you got to watch the first one first. You got to like to refresh, so we kind of go back and forth.
Oh, I love the first one. It's funny. It's got I hope the only one thing is tea with Miss McGill. That's all I hope they have.
Okay.
Yes, it was the '80s, and those raunchy teen college comedies. With all the sex.
What was the rating on this movie?
It was R back then.
Okay. So, all you got to say. All right.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So a lot of things in an old movie they just cannot do nowadays.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yes, Miss McGill was an older woman who ran the boarding house where all the hockey players stayed. And
okay.
Yes, everyone everyone loved tea with Miss McGill. So
Okay, you kind of spoiled it, but okay.
So yeah,
they probably can't get away with it nowadays, but yeah.
I'm sure people would bitch about it. Yes, these
Speaking of, have
millennial
you seen the trailer?
prudes and shit, huh?
Yeah, have you seen the trailer for Scary Movie?
Oh yeah. I did see.
Okay, people already getting pissed off about that.
I heard about that. That shit went pretty hard. I got.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because like I said, if you watch the first Scary Movie or even the second Scary Movie, you're like, they can't do that shit nowadays, But they're just like, fuck it. The same shit we did back then, we're going to do it now. And if y'all get pissed off, that's just you getting pissed off.
Don't watch it. Yeah.
Don't watch it. Yeah. Don't bitch about it. Or if you bitch about it, you're just giving us more press. That's it. So, yeah.
Like, either you like it or you don't. You don't got to watch it.
So it's going to be interesting. They're saying they already get attacked with some of the jokes these are just some of the tamer jokes that they put for the trailer. So the actual movie is going to go pretty hard. So,
the trailer went pretty hard. I was like, holy shit! Like,
right.
Even I was like, oh damn. Okay.
You're like, you can't do that. So yeah.
All right.
All right. Can we go on the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay. This is where I rage now, Eli. You might have to hold me back.
This is about Wolverine.
This is about Wolverine.
Okay.
It's a little bit more than Wolverine, but we're going to talk about Wolverine. Okay. So first thing we're going to talk about Wolverine because there are two announcements they made that I'm going to make. They don't seem related, but they are related. First announcement, Wolverine got announced. It has a release date for this year of September 15, 2026. Okay, cool. That's the first announcement. The second announcement, Xbox. It don't seem like it's connected, but it's connected. Xbox released the name of their new system. Project Helix. It may not be the name of the system, but that's kind of what they're going for. So Project Helix right now. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
It's got an X in it, Helix. Yeah. Oh, let's start this bad boy up. Let's go. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about. All right. So we got PlayStation on one side with Wolverine, and you got the Xbox Helix on another side also. So what do they have connected to each other? Well, because there's some announcement. Like I said, Xbox just had a new CEO. But the CEO just made a tweet the other day, the same day they announced the Helix, saying that the Helix, even though it may not be the next name of it, that it's been confirmed that it will play Xbox and PC games. It will play both. So you're gonna have a console PC game. Now before I poo-pooed on this shit before I like, this isn't like that. But the fact that they've confirmed that and doing it is kind of fucking up the industry. Because, like I said, Wolverine is coming out next year, this year. And I've been waiting for PlayStation games to come on PC to play, like Spider-Man. I've been playing Spider-Man on PC, Ghost of Tsushima, one of those games, Uncharted, Last of Us, all those games. Like I've been playing God of War. I've been playing them all on PC. You're like, well, I should wait for it to come to PC and play it then like that. Well, because of the new Xbox gonna be able to play PC games, PlayStation is no longer putting their games on PC. Because think about it like this. Oh, yeah, think about it like this. The new Xbox coming out can play Xbox games and PC games. Well, what's on PC? Damn near all the PlayStation games. Spider-Man 2, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm probably missing some, but we can go down the road and keep names of stuff. So that means if I got an Xbox, I can play Halo and Spider-Man.
And all the rapper?
You said which? Yeah, well, I don't think Parappa the Rapper is on Steam. But yeah, maybe it is. I don't know, but yeah. But the fact is, I can play God of War on my Xbox, and it look better than it does on my PlayStation. So that's when PlayStation's like, we putting a stop to this shit. So no Wolverine. You ain't getting Wolverine. Fuck y'all. So they keep Wolverine and like Wolverine down. It's going to be on the PlayStation, and they are done with putting their games on PC. First, the games on PC didn't sell like they want to anyway. So they're done with that. So yeah.
So are you fighting Sandman on this level?
Oh yeah. This is the beginning of a level of that. So yeah. It's time for me to do another stream of Spider-Man anyway, but I'll do that later on. So that's why I'm raging, Eli, because now I don't get to play these games. I won't get to play Wolverine because I am not buying
PS5. I thought you had one.
No, I never had one.
Oh.
Yeah. Anytime you see me playing a PlayStation game like this, I played on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, God of War PC, all this stuff like Uncharted PC. Yeah. Now I had a PS4, but not a PS5. Nah. And I refused to buy a PS5 to play Wolverine. That shit, that fucking system is like $5.99 now. Or some shit.
Jeez.
Like it went up the older when it went out. So I'm not gonna buy it to play with because every game I want to play on PlayStation, I played it. All the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War, Last of Us 1 and 2. I played them all. Because I just waited for them to come on PC. So if all I want to play is one more game, I'm not gonna do that shit. So that's just gonna be a game I'm just not gonna play. Fuck it.
And you can't, and like Blockbuster isn't a thing though, so you can't rent it and anything like that.
Even when Blockbuster was a thing, you couldn't rent a system, could you?
I thought you could.
Could you?
Yeah, I thought you could like rent it.
That don't sound. I'm not saying you could or couldn't, but that just don't sound right. Oh yeah. I'll bring your PlayStation back in 3 days. Sure. That just don't sound right.
Well, I think it was like Genesis. Like, weren't you able to rent like a Genesis?
Like the whole Genesis?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. I don't know.
See, that's why they went.
I remember you were able to rent a VCR, and I remember you were able to do that back in the day.
Rent a VCR, like the whole system, the VCR.
Yeah, we've done it. We did it before.
See, that's why they went out of business. That's why shit like that. So, but that's all I got. Yeah, so this whole Xbox PC thing's kind of fucking us. We don't know. Not only that, because Xbox isn't competing with PlayStation at all next generation. They're competing with the Steam machine. We talked about the Steam machine. The Steam machine is also going to be a system that can play PC games on consoles. That means it'll also be able to play Xbox games and Spider-Man on it at the same time. So that's why PlayStation is like, so PlayStation, why, instead of you being pissed off and, being little bitches about it, why don't you keep up with everybody else? Why don't you on PlayStation learn how to play PC games too? So, I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I got. I didn't rage too much, did I?
It's fine. No.
But fine. I've gone worse.
I was not offended at all.
Okay. All right. Now, that being said, we're the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay. Like I said, this is Comic Bullies. We're talking about comic books. We're going to jump into it. And Eli, I'm going to let you go first. I don't know what you got, where you're going to go with it, but we're going to see. So,
should I do my obligation, get the obligation out the way?
You want to do it now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay.
I will.
For those that don't know, like I said, Eli has no choice but to review this book because I don't know if he's like it is. I don't know how Native American nerd Twitter or YouTube is. I don't think they're going to come after you if you don't do Danny Moonstar.
They don't know about us, so they don't.
Okay, but if I don't do my book, I will be put on the list. You'll be put on the list with me. So yeah. Yeah,
so I'm doing Moonstar #1 from Marvel. This is about Danny Moonstar, aka Mirage. She's a Native American, one of the bigger main Native American superheroes in Marvel. Mirage. She was the leader of the New Mutants back in the day. Her power is she can make your worst nightmares come true or something. Or what?
Yeah, her name was Psyche or something.
No, Mirage.
No, I thought they gave her another name also. Like she was Mirage, but I thought she was also Psyche.
I don't know.
Like she had multiple.
And she's at one point she became a Valkyrie. They give
like people multiple. Yeah,
she might have, but they pretty much.
So they were going to make it work some kind of ways.
I used to read the New Mutants, so I just know her as Danny. I've always called her Danny Moonstar, Danny. But yeah, aka Mirage. And yeah, she probably had other names, but she's always been Danny Moonstar to me. And she's got a psychic ability where she can bring your worst fears to life. And she can fire psychic arrows. Maybe they should do a cross, like, they're doing those DC Marvel crossovers. They should do a Green Arrow and Danny Moonstar crossover.
Which, I was going to say, I was thinking about Hawkeye for a second, the other Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, the other. But, so Danny Moonstar, or just Moonstar #1, this picks up right during that Magic series, which I only read like a couple issues. And what was that other one? There was like another, like the Children of something. It was like out of that whole when the Krakoa was ending. What was that series of books? The Fall of X or whatever.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Out of that, there was a bunch of spin-offs out of that. Magic. There was a Magic book. There's references to like Immortal Thor. Basically, a bunch of shit that I am not reading. So I had no idea what was going on in this book when I picked it up. All I know is she quit whatever team she was on with Magic and a bunch of other, magic heroes. And now she's back on the res, just chilling with her family. And some dude has got a sword that was carved by elves that basically can suck the souls out of people and shit. It's like a powerful sword. It makes you immortal and shit. That dude's running around doing shit, and which pulls some of her old team members out to find him, and they come and get Danny Moonstar. Like, yo, there's some guy going around killing people and turning them into zombies and shit, and we need your help to fight him. And of course, she reluctantly goes and does it. She's like, first she's like, no, I'm done with you guys. I'm done with your team and all the bullshit. I'm done with you guys. But hey, man, you got to help us. And, this guy's turning. There's zombies running around and shit. So she goes, helps them fight. They jump on her Pegasus, goes into town, fights the zombies, and then fights the dude with the sword. One of them, I don't even remember their names. One of them like dies, or basically, hey, I'll hold them off while you guys get away, and she basically sacrifices herself so they can get away, and that's kind of where it ends.
In the book, okay.
Yeah, man. Well, that's like a flashback. There's a lot of There's a lot of exposition in this book. Trying to
It feel like this. So is all this like tied together? Like, because Magic got a book right now too.
Yeah, and Danny Moonstar was in the Magic book. Like I read some of the Magic stuff like a couple years ago, and then dropped it.
So is this like a spin-off of that?
Yeah, like that references all that stuff. Like I said, I don't know what really happened in that. I'm not current on any of that and stuff. Whatever's happening in Mortal Thor, like something about Asgard got fucked up and people don't remember what Asgard. People forgot about Asgard. Like no one remembers that Asgard even existed.
Damn. Okay.
So this feels more like a Thor book, or like a Magic book than like Danny Moonstar shit.
Yeah, like why are we doing all this Scandinavian mythology with
Yeah, it's got all this Viking Norse mythology, and it references when Danny Moonstar used to be a Valkyrie back in the day.
Right.
But so this feels like more of like she's a sidekick in her own book, which is disappointing to me. There's not much native shit in this book, other than her conversations with her parents. There's really nothing showcasing like any of her native culture or any of that shit. She just jumps along.
Oh, that's her mom?
Yeah. Jumps on the team of magic Vikings or whatever and goes and helps them fight a dude with a magic dwarf sword.
Yeah.
So that's, kind of what it is. I was a little disappointed, Yeah, it goes through her history. There's the demon bear, a lot of exposition dumps. And that's about it. I mean, it ended where they're getting ready to fight this dude with this magic sword. I was a little disappointed in it. I'll give it a.
I mean, just open up and I'm saying like, oh, we did all this Norse shit.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. I mean, that's just my own fault. I mean, because I'm not familiar with the Magic book or what's been going on in Immortal Thor. I don't know what's happening. So that's probably why I'm faulting it so much, is because I don't know, what's going on in those books.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we have expectations. I mean, we're okay. There's nothing wrong with having expectations.
Yeah. But I was expecting a little bit more, stuff about her,
Right.
Stuff about where,
like what makes her a character, because this North stuff, you just plug anybody in there.
Yeah, that's what I feel. She feels like a sidekick,
Yeah.
There's really nothing showcasing her native identity. She's just like, she just jumps along.
Wait. What? I can't agree with you on this. No, I can't do that. That's forget. No, Eli loves this book. I forgot about that. No, he loves this book.
Yeah, I would just like to see more, like expand on her character a little more. Because I'm not interested in seeing her as a Valkyrie.
Right.
I would like to see more, being a Native American comic book nerd, I would like to see more Native culture.
Or have her fight like Native gods or something. Something like that,
Something,
dig deep into like the mysticism of it. Like I said, like you got Thor with all the Scandinavian stuff and Storm fighting the Orishis and Miles Morales becoming a Nancy's herald.
Yeah.
Have her dig into that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That would be cool. Like remember when we talked about? I think it was when we reviewed the New Mutants movie.
Yeah.
And how it barely scratched the surface of Danny Moonstar's native culture. Like the only references you got that she was native was the racist shit that Magic was saying to her. That's why I hated that fucking movie.
Right.
It was Magic, Ileana was such a fucking bitch in that movie and she was just being a racist
and
twat.
they never she never got no retaliation for that. It just said it and it just moved on.
And she was she was like the main character of the movie and shit.
Like we're supposed to root for her for being a bitch the whole time. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and we don't get any and that's what I'm saying is like where you don't. If you had someone from the Cheyenne tribe or someone who knows like a native writer on this book, then we could showcase some of that insight into native culture because like the demon bear.
So who's writing this? Is this Al Ewing?
No, it's the chick who's writing the Magic book.
Yeah,
I forget her name.
Yeah, at least it's not what's his face, the dude from Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, Taboo. Yeah. But like the demon bear, like there's legends of giant bears in native culture, like the legend of the Devil's Tower in Wyoming. That's it. Like the actual native name is like the Bear Mountain or something because it was about a giant bear. And like we could go into that. We could go into like you're saying, like native stories, traditional native stories, and pull from that. Which is what I've been hoping. They kind of did that in the Echo show. Where they kind of like did the, like they went into the was it the Choctaw or whatever tribe she was from on the show, and into their like creation stories and into their stories and stuff was kind of referenced.
That was interesting. Like with Shang-Chi, that shit was deep in the Eastern lore.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't fighting. He wasn't in Asgard doing shit.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I would like to have seen more of. And when it's Danny Moonstar's book, let's see some of her background, some of her origin story, some of her heritage. But no, she's just helping Vikings doing
they just feel like a story. They just plugged her in instead of being her story.
Yeah, she's just a sidekick on a magical Viking adventure or whatever. So
wait, what am I doing? I can't agree with you on this. One of us has to like this book.
So that's my criticism of this. Out of obligation, I will continue to read this because yes, if we don't buy it, they won't make it.
That is true.
I have to support
but
this.
It's like I said, Eli, we had two roles on this. We had two crossroads on this. Like we want them to make these books. We want representation. We want them to make these books. But that don't mean we can't criticize them.
Yeah.
That don't mean we can't have thoughts.
Yeah.
We can have both.
Yeah, we got in trouble for criticizing the Native Hawkeye book.
You did. I tried to stop you. You went full steam ahead on that shit.
But I would like to see these books be more representative of like the native identity than just being because like like Gahorty is basically a god.
Yeah, she's
like Omega level, like she can warp reality, But what do they got her doing? Running around chasing Loki, through the multiverse, she basically has the power to change reality and deal like none of these characters I feel deal with any native issues in their books,
right?
Whereas when you see Black Panther or any of they do.
Right.
They do deal with like stuff in their culture, and I just think, that's just, Marvel's, track record of not hiring and not having native artists, and writers.
Right. Because like I said, we always get in trouble when we accuse Marvel of checking boxes because we sound too much like the other people doing and stuff like that. But when they do stuff like that, it feels like they're checking boxes.
Yeah.
Like we did our due diligence.
Yeah, and when we said checking boxes on the Native Hawkeye book, that got misinterpreted as like, oh, we're complaining about it. We're like, no, we want more of it. Like, if you're gonna be woke, be fucking woke. Like, that shit. Like the Native Hawkeye book was not woke enough. You know what I'm saying? It was just surface level. Oh, they're gay, they're native, let's like let's hit that demographic, and that's it. It was just all surface level.
Yeah, and they think they're doing us a favor by feeding us crumbs and shit.
Yeah, it's like, no, let's go into those backgrounds. Let's go into those lifestyles and those origins and that culture. Let's see some of that. Let's see actual representation instead of just surface level shit. Which is what I want more, and that's what this feels like. Oh, they could have swapped, like you said, they could have swapped out any character.
Yeah, but this is what they do, Eli. This is what they do, and I hate to sound like them guys, but they sound like they die. They do this stuff. They check boxes. They give us just enough to say they did something, pat themselves on the back, and when the shit don't sell, they blame it on us.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though we wanted you to go deeper, we wanted you to be more fleshed out the story. You didn't go deeper with. You just threw some shit out there, and then you can't blame us for it because we don't buy it and we don't respond to it. Yeah. Like, just because you do it don't mean we just gotta just go out and buy it no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So
I get that. Okay, we're referencing when Danny Moonstar was a Valkyrie because she was a Valkyrie back in the 90s or some shit.
Some shit, I guess. Yeah.
But I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in Danny Moonstar as a Valkyrie. I want to see her, more grounded, and I want to see them reference the native culture, as a Native American fan, So
yeah, as a comic fan, I mean, a lot of time I get into the other cultures because of that. Like I told you, everything I know about Norse mythology, I learned from Thor.
Yeah.
So, same shit with that. A lot of time, a lot of mythology about Eastern culture, Japanese culture. People learn that shit from anime. They look like a cartoon character. This shit has been around for like 5,000. Nasia too. That shit like a 5,000-year-old story.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
So that's why I wasn't into this. It just felt like an interchangeable character that could have been. It didn't have to be a Moonstar. It could have been it could have been anybody.
Right.
So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I probably will continue the story and finish it out just out of obligation. But I was really kind of like not sold by the story. I would like to see more of Danny Moonstar's heritage, and moving forward. And who knows? Maybe they will. This is just the first issue. Maybe they will pull from that. I don't know. But yeah.
Or maybe Magic will just show up in the book and it just turns her book. They just got
and then she'll just hijack the book. Yeah.
Right. My book now, punk.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move to the next point. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna talk about DCKO number 5. Now, the whole time I thought that DCKO was just 4 issues. I think they told us it was gonna be 4 issues. They just bring this on. I was like, no, it's a 5th issue. Just popped out of nowhere. So yeah, Darkseid is, all the shit like that. So this is supposed to be the finale of the book.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna kick back while you do this.
Okay. Oh, now, did you read it?
I did.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get the references and all this stuff like that? Or?
I'm suppose I should. Yeah. It was just another big fight. Is basically all it was.
Okay. I'm gonna make some comparisons to this and other Scott Snyder works because I'm starting to see some parallels.
Definitely. Yeah, I did. Yes, this is very Snyder.
Okay.
Not Zack Snyder. Scott Snyder.
Not Zack Snyder. Scott Snyder. Yeah. It's a difference.
The other Snyder.
Other Snyder.
He goes just as extravagant. He's just
in his own way. But
he's just as excessive as the other Snyder.
All right. So the book starts off with so like I said, we talked about Darkseid. We're gonna get to it. Oh damn, froze. We'll get to it. Damn app. Okay, so now the last book left off with Lex Luthor becoming King Omega. He killed Superman and became King Omega. So he was like, I am Lex Luthor, I am blah 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 and all this shit like that. So he just Lex Luthor is. He takes his crown as King Omega and he's just looking at Darkseid like, you can't stop me. And so Darkseid is telling him, okay, so since you won, take the heart of darkness into yourself and let's get this going. Oh, he was like, yeah. Meanwhile, it zooms in to Superman's statue because like he killed him last round, and actually fast forwards to the first round. Well, the first book where everything first jumped off there, where it started, where they saw Darkseid outside just destroying everything, So it's just like had him before. They were like, okay, time to suit up. Let's get to it. Oh, it's game over, So Superman turns into Superman. Batman runs downstairs. Wonder Woman jumps out the window. But Superman doesn't do anything. He just sits there. He's like, I know what you're doing, and I know where you are. He was like, okay, so what are we doing? So what he does is Doomsday. Yeah. So I'm not gonna explain it. Doomsday's on Ozempic. The point is, Doomsday did all this bullshit on purpose. That this is not a flashback. This is not a time loop. This is an alternate reality that Doomsday did on purpose because he got like time travel powers now and shit like that. So this is like a time loop that he did because he wanted to keep Superman safe from all the bullshit. He didn't trust anybody else that was doing this stuff because he knew somebody on the Justice League was going to betray him. He knew Darkseid was going to influence one of them. He didn't know it was going to be Bruce the Gold. I don't think anybody assumed it was going to be Bruce the Gold, but he knew somebody was going to stab him in the back. So he always wanted Superman to win, and he rigged the game for Superman to win. So that's the whole point of him doing it. So yeah, because he realized that he got a message saying that he was never here to kill Superman. He was here to kill Darkseid. So this whole thing about him and Superman going back and forth, killing each other and coming back to life and killing each other, let's end this. So he decided to tell Superman that, Superman, this whole time, I have enough Omega energy in me to make you the Omega King. Not only that, I've also seen enough universes born that I have alpha energy inside of me also, so you have balance, alpha and omega. I can make you both, you know. So I'm going to give you now. The thing is, if I give you this power, I'm going to die. I'm going to disappear, and I will, fade away from existence, shit like that. But I need you to win. You're like, I promise. You're like, let's begin. And that's when, bam, Doomsday puts all of his omega and alpha energy that he has into Superman. Bam. And he says, goodbye, Kal-El. I'll miss you to kill you again. So shit like that. So that's when Lex Luthor talking all that bullshit. I accept your surrender, Darkseid. He was like, yeah, I don't think that shit gonna happen, And Darkseid's just like, hey, wow, Lex Luthor talk about that shit. Now all that's left to say is, and he's, what the fuck? And he starts to disappear in the shit because a new challenger has appeared. And Superman says, all that's left to say is, ding, ding. Like Apollo Creed in Rocky. So Superman is the King Omega because he was always going to be the King Omega because the game was rigged for him to be King Omega. And Darkseid's like, well, by the time you showed up, I was waiting for you. Now, take your crown. And what he does, he reboots the universe. The hand, the hand and shit like that. He reboots the universe. So yeah, and he takes the Heart of Apocalypse and puts it into himself, and now everything is Superman. King Omega Superman. So yeah. And now let the war of kings begin. So you got Darkseid versus Superman finna go to war. And bam, they punch each other like that. And Superman just giving it everything he got. Bam, 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 giving him gut punches, punch him in the jaw and shit like that. And all he did is hurt his hand. Because all the Omega energy and Alpha energy he built up is not enough to stop a guy that's made of nothing but Omega energy. So he was like, my turn. Bam, lets him have it, drops him, like take a knee, Superman, and then that's when Superman realized he was about to get his ass kicked. So the Heart of Apocalypse sends him back in time because Darkseid has corrupted everything that from that point in the future going forward. So we put him in the past before Darkseid can get there. And he's imagines his world that he created is perfect. There's no racism. There's no sexism. There's no classism. Everybody has superpowers in Superman's world. It's the perfect world, and Superman is fighting for this world to be in there. So he was like, I'm going to fight this guy with everything I got. And that's when Darkseid goes into past to track down him, and they start fighting each other, and they're fighting through the past. He goes through the New 52, through Crisis on Infinite Earths, to Crisis on Two Earths, to Final Crisis, which we just reviewed on that shit like that. So he's knocking him all the way through all this bullshit, all the way to the Big Bang, to there's nothing left. And the Heart of Apocalypse basically telling him, Superman, you got nowhere to go. You're stuck at the Big Bang. You're like, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be at the Big Bang. So because he knows if he absorbs the Big Bang, he'll have enough alpha energy to overpower Darkseid. So he takes the Big Bang into himself, and becomes King Alpha and Omega Superman. All this shit like that. So yeah. So that's when Darkseid shows up like, there you go. Come get this ass whooping. And that's when, bam, Superman hits him with like a galaxy punch or some shit, and Darkseid is bleeding. He's like, what the fuck do you do? He was like, in Kansas, we call this playing possum, because he was basically trying to get him to come to the Big Bang the whole time. And then he bam, gives to him like that. So basically, counter strike. So they have been fighting for 1,000,000 years, maybe billions. We don't know.
As
They've
long
been fighting
as the universe
long.
has been existed.
Yeah, as long as the universe has been existed, they fight until the Big Bang to present time. That's how long they've been fighting. And eventually Superman's starting to get the upper hand on them, shit like that. So yeah. And Superman is about to take Darkseid out. But he was like, if I beat him, will it be just me beating him? He like, yeah. Then I want to beat him. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, you gotta hit him now. You gotta beat him. Otherwise, he gonna come back for you. He like, nah. And he looks at his world, like his perfect world, where everybody has superpowers, everybody has universal health care and all this shit like that. He was like, nah. And he reaches in his chest and pulls out the Heart of Apocalypse and destroys it. He was like, if you do that, you will lose. He's like, nah, I'm not quitting. I'm tagging him in. So everybody that was in the tournament, Superman brings them back to life. And they all attack Superman at one time. So Superman didn't beat Darkseid by himself. Everybody that was in the tournament beats Darkseid because he didn't want to beat him by himself. And said he knocks Darkseid back into the future. He doesn't beat Darkseid or it doesn't kill Darkseid. He just beat him to the future. So eventually Darkseid will come back. When? Next week, next month, next year? Who knows? He will be back. That's the point. So I'll get you next time,
hour, yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody. So the winner of the tournament was everybody. That's what Superman always wanted anyway. Because he don't like to play games where everybody loses. You know. So he decides to reform the world in his image, and he sends everybody to the regular world. So yeah. And Lex Luthor like, you didn't even beat him, you dumbass. You like Batman like Lex Luthor, shut the fuck up. And Superman's just telling him, like, look, I'm a god now. I'm King Omega Universe, like that. Like, the universe is Superman. He is the universe. But they don't really say it, but I think they got to say that Superman has to stay in this form basically to keep Darkseid at bay. So basically him and Darkseid are kind of injured. He's Alpha, Darkseid is Omega. They're counter forces. So as long as he's this god figure, Darkseid can't invade. That's what he's saying. So, yeah. So they walk back into the regular universe that Superman made. And Superman looks at his universe one time, his perfect universe that he made, and he destroys it. But before he destroys it, he actually explodes it into the regular universe. So Superman rebooted the universe with his alpha energy in ways we don't know yet. We don't know how it's going to affect it. But we will know when it goes to the next level, which is what DC is promoting right now. So, yeah. So Superman's universe. So, yeah. And that's the thing. So it's not a perfect universe. Not perfect. You got Demon. You got Lobo. You got Zatanna. It's chaotic. It's weird. But the thing is, Superman wanted everybody to chip in because Superman is saying that we can't look for saviors. It can't be just me. It has to be all of us to save the planet.
Very Paul Atreides.
Yes. He said, but not just us. You have to pitch in too. And because Superman is so powerful, he can look out. He knows he's in the comic. He's looking at the reader when he says this. I'm like, okay. So, yeah. So just, they're checking on Lois, seeing how Lois is doing and stuff like that. She's cool. They're rolling the dice to playing the game and stuff like that. So, yeah. But they know Darkseid is going to come back, and they're basically looking at what Darkseid changed. I mean, what Superman changed. So all the Alpha, Omega, everybody in the tournament got hit with Alpha and Omega energy. So they've been changed somehow. But we don't know how. Mr. Terrific will keep note of it to see what happens. Oh, and Superboy Prime is the new Superman while Superman is a god. So he's filling in for him. So, yeah. And Cyborg has Apocalypse energy? Heart Cyborg? Whatever fuck. Yeah, look at. Oh, and that whole Batman knife fight shit, those were real. They're just in the multiverse. So Damian does have a son and Batman does have a grandson named Alfred. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Barry Allen is finishing his book of the multiverse, and he finds out that wasn't Superman's hand, it's somebody else's hand. Whose hand? We don't know. But yeah. And meanwhile, Darkseid's just like, it was a temporary victory. It doesn't really matter. Plus, my absolute universe, unfazed, untouched, until I needed to enter the battle. So basically, the whole Ultimate Universe, absolute universe, unaffected. They don't know any of this shit that ever happened. It's just going by. It's just chugging along as it normally did. So yeah, but that wasn't what Darkseid's game plan. The point was just like the KO tournament in the regular DC universe. every single multiverse had the same exact KO tournament on their planet. And all they did was build Omega energy for Darkseid to feed on. So when he gets powerful enough, he's going to invade Earth again for the absolute crisis. Yes.
Because those books are selling. That's why they can't.
The end for now. So yes, that's what's going on right now. So bam, let's see. So yeah, so that's the ending. Superman's a god. Superman is out of the book. Superman is not in the DC. Superman is. That's what it is right now. So yeah. So Superboy Prime is going to be the protagonist of the Superman books in Action Comics going forward.
John?
Because Superman's a god now. So yeah. Reason I want to talk about this, Eli, because it's the exact same ending of Death Metal. Remember that?
Yeah, Dark Metal, Death Metal.
Wonder Woman became a god. She like threw planets at the Batman Who Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And the Stream of God just flew away and shit.
Yeah.
The exact same ending.
Yeah, didn't Batman for Who Laughs show up in one of these books?
Not in this one, but in the Dark Knight's Metal book, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he became a god and Wonder Woman became a god, and they were like opposing forces of each other also, and they had to fight each other. Shit. So, exact same story. So yeah. Whatever. Punchy punch. That's all we want.
That's all it was. It was just a big giant fist fight.
And that's all it needed to be. Yeah, after a while, I think it kind of overstayed work. It should have probably wrapped this bitch up in 4 issues, be done. The 5th issue, I think it kind of overstayed its welcome. Yeah, Superman's God, Alpha, Omega Energy, whatever, it's like that. So cool. I still like the book. 45 still has some hype moments in it, so still some scans. Alpha, Omega Superman. Is he the most powerful Superman? If you want to do some death battles and you know, power scaling and stuff like that, I still say Cosmic Armor Superman is still more powerful. That's just me. But
well, there you go.
I'll let y'all have it. There.
Start a TikTok channel, man. Get them views, man.
That's what I'm saying. We get views when we say shit like that.
Yeah, man. That's all anybody cares about. That's
all anybody cares about. They care about this other shit. They don't want us pontificating on what the anti-life equation means. That's how it relate to depression. Don't fuck about that. Who can beat who? So,
that's all that matters, man. That's all anybody gives a shit about. So.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, like, oh, Black Panther's a metaphor for the African diaspora. Who cares? Can he be Batman? That's what we want to know.
He's African Batman.
Right, basically. So yeah, just break that shit down. So yeah. All right. So I got. Well, I got another book, but what you got next for now?
Slap a score.
45. Well, but what do you give it, Eli? I want to know what you give it.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5 too. I mean, it did just enough to keep.
What?
This,
I thought
this.
Okay.
Yeah, these got exhausting for me. I feel like Scott Snyder tends to overwrite stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it just gets by book 3, I was getting exhausted because this is
and it's just gobbledygook that don't really mean anything.
Yeah, it's just like it is just fights. That's all the series was. It was just a series of fights, a series of battles with a lot of text thrown in, like like overly written text. Okay, I get it. Yeah. You're trying to make this more important than it actually is. But in the end,
you like punch something.
Yeah, in the end, it was just a glorified fist fight, and we're now, and this is again that grand scope that Scott Snyder loves to do of Superman is now a universe, and Darkseid is now a universe, and now universes are fighting. You know,
right?
Like you know, or the Forge. The Forge.
Right. Whatever that shit was. I remember he had that shit.
All this weird, the Forge that makes universes.
The 10 medals that Batman has to collect.
Yeah, like who gives a shit? It's just an excuse to throw punches and shit, you know. So this was a big week for books. There was a lot of books I read this week, and when I saw this, I was like, oh Jesus. KO came out this week too. I gotta read this now.
Oh man.
That was my reaction. And I read it. I was, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, Superman comes out kicking ass, and you know, sure, I bought it. You know, yeah, you know, it was quite epic, and just a little bit too overwritten. That's all. You know, we don't need text in every panel. You know. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Just you know, it was enjoyable. for the most part.
Interesting. We were the same page. I was not expecting that. So yeah.
But I don't think I liked it as much as you, or as excited as much as you.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was hyped for it because it was a Shonen Jump tournament. But by the end, I was like, okay, let's wrap it up, B. We've done enough. Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of Shonen Jump, I've been reading mangas, and those books are so brisk. Like they
just move past, right? No pontificating.
They let the art speak for themselves, man. Like the writers are not trying to write poetry and prose.
Right. Well, mainly because the writer and the artist is normally the same guy.
Usually the same person, and they're
So
a lot of the times why I like Daniel Warren Johnson when he writes his stuff, because he's just like he lets his visuals just speak for themselves.
Yeah. Like I said, they let the action plot the story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got writers trying to write words and be wordsmiths.
Right. Then you got conflict with the writer in the story. Like, you ain't got to do all that.
Yeah,
man.
you just let him do his thing. Let the art speak for itself, man. No one wants to read your shit.
Yeah. Comics is a visual medium. Let it be a visual medium.
So that's where I'm at.
Okay. So all right. But so what you got next?
Well, since we're speaking of we're on DC, I'll do the Batman number 7.
Batman. This ain't no absolute or not absolute.
No, this is just the main Batman Fraction's run.
Okay. Just regular ass Batman. Okay, cool.
Regular ass Batman. And the Joker has returned.
What? Okay.
Joker
okay. Yeah.
And he's in Arkham, or that Arkham Tower, that new Arkham facility. And he's basically in a Bacta tank.
Okay.
They got security up the ass. Like only certain people are allowed on the level 10 or whatever. He's patient 10 or whatever shit. And he's basically in a tank. Like a Bacta tank from Star Wars, like in this floating liquid, all these wires and shit hooked up to him. He's immobilized, but he's got like these. His brain is all wired, where he can't even move his mouth, or he doesn't have to speak. He can basically his thoughts. He can communicate through his thoughts, and his thoughts come up on a computer screen, like a communication device, And he basically has requested to see Batman. So Batman goes to Arkham, goes into this facility, goes into that lab where he's being held in this, liquid tank, cryo tube or whatever you want to call it. And, basically has a conversation with Batman, and Joker's like, hey, I'm actually doing very well. I'm not weighed down by any, my body, and I can just freely think, and, no more distractions. I can think freely and all this shit. And I'm actually doing very well. And Batman's like, oh, so what you're telling me is, you're doing well now. And,
First off, I love this panel. But
yeah. Oh, the art's great. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, so your treatment's going well, and now you want to be released. And Joker's like, oh, no, don't ever release me. Don't. You do everything in your power to ensure that I never leave this place. And Batman's like, why? So what are you talking about? So, well, I got some information for you, but only you can hear it. So so the whole time the doctor is like monitoring the conversation, listening in. I got something to tell you. I got information that I need to tell you, but only you can hear it. So I'm asking the doctor to please turn off, the recording and the camera so I can talk to Batman in private. And she's like, first she's like, I won't agree to this. So and I was like, no, but trust me, I trust Batman with it. Says, okay, you got 30 seconds, so don't stutter. So she turns off the monitors and the cameras and shit. And Joker tells Batman, okay, I got some information for you. And you need to hear this, and it's important. Someone is coming to kill you. And Batman's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm Batman. Like, everybody's trying to kill me. I'm like, this is a Tuesday. Like I'm Batman.
He's thinking very highly of himself.
Yeah, like you're like, what's this big secret? Like, you're not giving me any information that I don't already know. Like who? Everybody's coming to kill me. What's what's the difference? And Joker's like, no, someone is coming to kill you, Bruce. To be continued.
How was it? He already knew. I mean, it was supposed to be shocking or something?
Yeah, I guess.
So
that's where it said to be continued. That's where it ends. So Joker's back. He's in suspended animation or whatever, or in like a back to tank, security up the ass, and he's trying to help Batman somehow or set him up. We don't know. It's the Joker. Who knows?
Yeah. It feels like a Silence of the Lambs type deal.
Pretty much.
Hannibal Lecter and
pretty much.
Which Batman has done it with other villains before, like Calendar Man. He did that with him.
Mm-hmm.
But, I guess it's Joker's turn. So plus Superman's done this with Lex Luthor before Lex Luthor was in jail, giving them whatever, like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I mean, this is a cool. I've been into this. Fraction's been killing it. So I'll give it a.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you just want just Batman, man. I know they have Batman gonna be in space or Batman got to be absolute.
Yeah.
It's Batman, man.
Yeah. So 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So next book I'm going. Okay. So like I said, you did Danny Moonstar.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do my due diligence. I have to do my book. Otherwise, I'm going to be put on the list right now. Now, this book actually came out last week, so we're actually late on it. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it right now because they don't do it like we do, Eli. That's how I feel. It don't count until we do it. So, yeah. So the book we're going to do is The Dakota Incident. Eli, did you read this?
I did not. Sorry.
Okay. Are you at least familiar with what's going on?
Is the Dakota like Dakota City from like Milestone? Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah. So try to see what we got. Hold on, let me see. Bam. Hold on. This thing want to act crazy. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Give me a second. I know what I did. I don't know what I did. Okay. Anyway, I'm talking about that. So, like I said, remember I was telling you about those books where it was like the history of DC, and it was telling like all the DC and rewriting the history and all the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that. This is continuing that. So this is smack dab in it. That was a 4-issue run, even though they said this is Dakota Incident #1, a new history of DC #1. Technically, this is technically it's hold on, let's see. Issue 5, I guess you want to call it. So yeah. Dakota Incident. Here we go. All right. So and the difference is because every time we talked about Dakota before or Milestone in general, it's always been its own universe. Like it's always been separate. But not this time. This time, Milestone is in the DC universe. It's smack dab in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing about this DC universe that it's incorporating Milestone into DC continuity.
All right.
So yeah, so that's what's going on right now. So what does all that mean? I guess we'll find out. So we're going to talk about that one. Let you know, Eli, this is a book. It's a lot of book in this book.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get through this fast as possible. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get to the meat of it.
Hey,
so,
you gotta rep it, man. You gotta rep your shit.
I gotta rep it, man. Hey, Eli, they are coming after Black YouTubers that don't talk about this book.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna be on that list. All right. So, bam. Get there. Okay. Don't worry, we got it started. Okay. All right. So shit. There we go. All right. Book starts off with okay. So the book starts off in the future of Dakota City of Milestone. This is Amistad Irwin. He's a superhero in the future named Beacon. So who is Amistad? Who is Beacon? Amistad is Rocket's son. Icon's sidekick. He was trained by no, not Raccoon. No.
Not Rocket Raccoon, yeah, I know.
Mm-mm.
But the Icon and Rocket, there was that. Didn't you review that?
We did. Icon and Rocket, yeah. So he's her son.
Okay.
Yeah. Now he was in the original Milestone run back in the 90s, but he was a baby back then, and he was trained by Static. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually fighting one of Static's bad guys right now, trying to get the drop on us like
What's
that.
What's his power?
What, Beacon?
Yeah.
I don't really know. He just does shit. I don't know.
Not electric?
Not electric. I don't think. Maybe. But anyway, he takes that guy out pretty easy. You know, he's fighting. This is actually one of Static's old bad guys, but like he's older now, shit like that. So he fight him. But before some shit happens, the timeline gets erased. How they do it, nobody knows what happened. The timeline gets erased. So apparently, whatever his powers are, he does have the power to make a time bubble around himself. So he didn't get erased like everybody else does. So yeah. So, and then he is teleported to the past of Milestone. Of Dakota City. So yeah. So we're actually gonna give you a little bit of, I'm gonna do it real quick, but I'm gonna give you an origin of Dakota, of the Milestone universe. This is more or less how it is in the 90s, but they kind of like give you a recap if you don't know what's going on. So yeah. So in Dakota City, now most people don't know this, but Dakota is not an all-black city. It's not, it's just a city. So yeah, just like Metropolis, just like Gotham, it's just a city. And the richest dude in the city, most powerful dude in the city is Edwin Alva. He's the guy in the city. And he's looking at the city. He was like, there's one thing wrong with this city. I got everything under control, but there's this one area of the city where there's too much crime in it, and I want to get rid of it. And that area is Paris Island, also known as the Hood. You know, and his right-hand man, Curtis Metcalf, you know, basically devising a plan on what to do with all the crime in Paris Island. So, like I said, there's a whole lot of crime going on out there. So like that, they want to deal with it. So they talk to the mayor, and Edward Alder has a plan. He like, I want to develop a special gas. I'm going to hit people in their part of town with the gas. It's going to tag them. So whenever they do some crime type shit, we'll know where they are. We can pick them up. We can arrest them. Crime's done. That's over with. There's a plan. So what happens? So the next time some crazy shit go down there, everybody in Paris Island hit with the gas. Now, maybe it was gang violence. Maybe it was a Black Lives Matter rally. They don't specify it because different times in Milestone's history, they've retold the story. So they kind of just say, choose your adventure. Whatever you want, that's what it is. So the point is, everybody got hit with gas. It was special gas. Most people died. The ones that lived got superpowers. So yeah. Meanwhile, Alva's right-hand man, Curtis Metcalf, is like, okay, since you got all this praise, you know, for stopping crime in Paris Island, you know, I want a raise. I want a promotion. So like that. And I'm like, I ain't giving you shit. You only here because I want you to be here. And you can be gone when I want you to. So he basically telling you ain't shit. You ain't get a promotion. You ain't going to be my replacement. You are nothing. You know. Yeah. So he's like, man, fuck this dude, man. You know, so Curtis, you know, meanwhile, to add insult to injury, the people that got killed in the gas bombing, he blamed on Curtis Metcalf. So he like, the fuck? To make sure. So now he's public enemy one. Meanwhile, the people that survived didn't die,
that brick house
got superpowers. The Blood Syndicate, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's how the Blood Syndicate got their powers, because they were in the hood. So, but they're not superheroes. That's the thing. So they're basically gang members. So yeah. And meanwhile, it was a whole bunch of everybody else around there. So they call the incident the Big Bang. And everybody survived, got called Bang Babies. That's the story of Dakota, Milestone back then. And there was too many supervillains running around in there. So actually crime got worse in the hood than it was before they got hit with the bang. Meanwhile, there is one superhero that pops up, Static. Not Static Shock, Static. I'm sick of that shit. But anyway, now Static doesn't live in the hood. He's a middle class wrestler like that. But the thing is, he was hanging out in the hood when the gas hit. That's how he got superpowers. So yeah. So he's superpower. Everybody look at him. Meanwhile, Raquel, his mom, was with her baby daddy at the time, who was trying to rob Icon. They didn't know he was just this rich dude, and he found he had superpowers. Who like tried to inspire him to get superpowers or like that. So they became Icon and Rocket. So yeah, that's the thing. Meanwhile, Curtis Metcalf, and now this is some new shit. There's some new shit right here. This is not some old DC. This is where we start mending into DC right now. So all these dudes right here, they found out that the Paris Island getting bombed was a targeted attack. They did this shit on purpose. It's all part of the Superman project. Now, this shit goes back to Doomsday Clock, Eli, which me and you reviewed.
Wow.
The Superman project, what happened
Doomsday
was
Clock. Holy shit.
the Doomsday Clock. Yeah, remember that shit?
Yeah.
That shit. Yeah. So Doomsday Clock, when that happened, they found out that there was a program by the U.S. government to create metahumans. Basically, because they wanted more Superman. So they did this shit on purpose to make more metahumans in it. This is all planned by Alva to do that shit because he wants, since he controls Paris Island, he wanted the biggest like portion of super people you can get. So yeah. So that's when Kurt Metzger like, nah, I'm gonna uncover all this shit and I'm gonna shut Alva down. For training him and making him a killer and all this shit like that, and he becomes Hardware.
Oh yeah.
All this shit is connected. All of their origins are connected to each other. So yeah. And then they just do milestone shit. Hardware, it's like that. It's like that. Hardware gets a letter from Alva, and he goes there, and Alva is murdered. You're like, oh shit, the fuck. So, and everybody thinks Hardware did it. So Hardware has a meeting with every milestone hero or gang member, whatever like that. Everybody got superpowers and metahumans like that. He was like, look, Alva's dead. He was experimenting on black people in this town to give him superpowers so he can have leverage on the U.S. government. But now that he's dead, they're blaming this shit on us. And plus, they want us shut down because they know that we know too much about what they were doing.
Somebody killed the comedian.
It's Watchmen. It's all Watchmen, right? So basically, the U.S. government is only a matter of time before they come to Dakota and shut all this shit down because they can't let black superheroes just run wild, So they were like, you better be ready. You're like, damn. So, yeah. So they're coming after Hardware, but they're coming after anybody's superpowers. And that's like, this shit goes all the way to the top, even to the U.S. government, even the White House. And the White House basically putting a plan together on how to take down, all the metahumans in Dakota. And you got Amanda Waller is like, we can't bring Superman in because this is too pretty. This is a suicide mission, Mr. President. And the president says, well, you better bring the right squad. And of course, the president is Lex Luthor. So you better get the right squad. So yeah. He said, but I want Dakota City on lockdown by tonight. So who does he send in? The Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad is the first people to go in for Dakota. Yeah. And that's when Bronze Tiger goes down there, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, ready to infiltrate the city. Let's see the town. They're ready to shut this shit down. And that's when just like, I was waiting for you government lapdogs to show up. And who shows up to fight the Suicide Squad? The Blood Syndicate. Blood Syndicate, light them up.
Tech
and
9.
then bam, now you got the Blood Syndicate versus Suicide Squad going on right now. Yeah, so you got Captain Boomerang getting shot at. He like, what the fuck going on? This Deadshot shooting Fade, but Fade's like phase through shit, it don't work. And you got Wise Son versus Bronze Tiger, but Wise Son, is invincible. So he like throws a car at him, knocks his ass out and shit like that. Get the fuck out of my city, and they shoot at him and shit like that. And they just shooting at regular people. They not shooting at him. They shooting at citizens. So the heroes of Milestone are trying to save the citizens from getting shot at, yeah. And then that's when Hardware is just like, okay, he's going after Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger going after him. And Bronze Tiger, while they're fighting it, Bronze Tiger is seeing that the government that he's working for shooting at regular people, black people. He's like, I'm done with this shit. So he attacks them. And that's when Deadshot's like, Waller, you see this, right? You're like, yeah, I see it. Keep a tab on him. Let me see what's going on with that. Yeah. Yeah, well, they're getting shot at. And then that's when Captain Atom shows up. He's like, okay, I'm ready to shut this shit down right now. And Icon is like, that's what I was about to say to you. And then, bam, now you got Captain Atom versus Icon going at each other. And shit. So it's just an all-out war going on in Dakota right now. Meanwhile, Waller is sick of Bronze Tiger fighting on Wildstorm's, the good guy's side. And she tells Deadshot to take him out. Before Deadshot can do it, Batman throws a batarang at him, and now you got the Trinity showing up. The Justice League, but the Trinity. So they're there to kind of like calm shit down. Like, okay, everybody just stop fighting. This shit is going out of hand. Everybody just chill the fuck out. And Waller's just like, Bronze Tiger, you leave him, will pop your head like a grape. I can't hear you, Waller. I don't know what you're saying. So yeah. So that's when they hear a helicopter, and it is Waller, Sarge Steel, there was a villain in the Wonder Woman comics, and the president, Lex Luthor. He was like, Dakota, I thought it'd be bigger, and Black Lightning was Secretary of Education around this time also. So yeah. So basically what's happening, Lex Luthor's having a one-on-one conversation with Hardware and Icon, basically telling them like, look, y'all gotta stand down. Y'all can't use powers anymore. Y'all are too out of control. Y'all gotta stop this shit right now. And that's when Icon basically tells like the coldest shit ever. He was like, I've been on this planet since 1839, and I didn't see men that look like you, Lex Luthor, trying to do everything you can to stomp out men that look like me. But don't forget how quickly I can decisively take you out if I wanted to, Mr. President. you know. And like Luther said, yeah, you talking all that big shit like I don't have a Kryptonian down the hall. So yeah, don't talk all that bullshit. Plus, you know, right now, if you kill me, you're gonna make it way worse on the citizens of Dakota. So make a move if you want to, you know. Yeah. So he was like, go get the kids and stuff like that. So yeah, so he makes everybody sign. So they go one by one, sign shit like that. And Static is like, I can't believe I'm seeing this shit right now. And Static is like, fuck this. I'm gonna kill Luther right now. When I shake his hand, I'm gonna kill his ass. So he's shaking up his hand right now. And before he can shake his hand, let Luther go, how you doing, Virgil Hawkins? Don't you still stay on Cowan Avenue? How's your mom and sister doing? And so he's basically telling him that I know every fucking thing about you. I know where you stay. I know where your mama stay. You do something, they're gone. So Static's just like, oh shit. So he freaks out, just like, okay, fine. Shakes his hand, and then he realized that everybody has to sign because they don't, even though they'll be okay, their loved ones will be in danger. So everybody just signs, and that's the end of the Milestone universe. Yeah, they just retire. So yeah. Meanwhile, Rocket reveals that she's pregnant, you know, with Amistad, who's just telling this whole story the whole time. So yeah, so Amistad goes into as far as to the future as he can, which is present day. So presently he sees Static, who's a little bit older now, back in college. He's in college right now, you know, doing a term paper. He hadn't been Static in a while, just doing his own thing. And that's when he teleports sitting there, and Static's like, let me go handle, see what's going on. And he goes to him. He's like, Uncle Virgil, I've been waiting for you. You're like, man, I don't know you. I never met you before. Like I said, because he don't exist in this timeline. And he's just telling him, like, look, you got to be Static again, because you don't, my timeline won't exist. I'll be erased from the timeline, you know, because everybody stopped. But the thing is, you are the spark. You're the thing that started everything. You're the thing that can restart everything, because Milestone, the age of Milestone, doesn't exist until you made it exist. You know, all meta context and stuff like that. So yeah, he was like, it's time to wake up, and he just fades from the timeline. Oh, and he knows him, Amistad, so he does know him. So I guess his memory is coming back to him, or I guess he recognized Amistad. So now he's looking for the suit. He goes into bed, grabs it, and he's just like, time for Static to fight back. To be continued. Well, I ain't gonna say to be continued, because we don't know if this book will continue or not, because
next February,
DC is DC.
Right? Next February.
Yeah. But yeah, so they said a new beginning. So maybe to be continued, maybe not, you know, because DC is a piece of shit, so we don't know what's gonna happen. So, yeah. But like I said, the creators of this book, like, it was pretty much every black creator you could think of, it worked at DC, worked on this book right now, and they pretty much said DC wants this book to sell 100,000 copies. Otherwise, Milestone is dead. That's what they said. So yeah. So this book was #1 last week, and I'm actually reviewing it this week because it actually went to second printing. So it's doing real good. And guess what? DC is all on Twitter and all on social media, just like, yes, DC, a Milestone is back. I know y'all want a Milestone. We gave you a Milestone. DC is doing everything they could to stop Milestone from doing what they're doing. But the moment that they have success, now they want to take credit for it. Man, fuck y'all, man. So, you know. But yeah, we want more Milestone. It was like a huge campaign online to get Milestone going, especially since here's the thing. I'm not going to name names. There have been some YouTubers that have been shitting on Milestone. Like I said, that FUBU for Comics thing. I won't say their names. Everybody knows their name because they're way bigger than us, you know. But the point is, they were throwing shade at Milestone, saying Milestone and shit like that. So there's this huge, you know, thing to get Milestone back going. So people were buying like 5 or 6 copies of this issue, going to the local comic store, pre-ordering, all the stuff like that. So, like I said, the thirst for the hunger for Milestone is there. We want these characters. We want to succeed. DC, quit doing this bullshit. Stop doing these one-shots every February. Give us an ongoing shit. You know, bring back Milestone. So yeah, that's all I got. So overall,
yeah, it was a score.
4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. It gave me so much that I wanted more. Like, I could have just had the Blood Senate versus Suicide Squad. Just give me that book. Fuck, give me that event. Shit,
yeah.
Just go at it, and I'm there. You know,
we reviewed. Then we reviewed Icon and Hero, or Icon and Stat.
Yeah, we reviewed those books. Yeah, but now, like I said, now they're incorporated into the DC universe. Like Icon versus Captain Atom. Give me that. You know, that's the only thing I'm mad about. I just wanted more. That's all. So, and hopefully that this book was sold, DC will get the message and give us more. We want more Milestone. This is a great jumping off point. You have a great creative team. Move the shit forward. Like, what are we waiting on?
Sounds like
So.
me in November with the native books that drop. Oh, this would be cool if it would happen like next month too.
Right. Like you don't have to do it just 1 month. So yeah, so Eli, like I said, we have been putting pressure on DC to give us more milestone. Instead of we don't want this shit just every February. And I do say this. There's a big movement right now saying there's this whole hashtag DC so white on Twitter right now that people have been pushing, saying because the last black book that was a continuous book that wasn't like a mini series or shit like that, like back in like 2018 or some shit like that, I Am Batman or some shit.
Oh yeah,
that was the last black book they had that wasn't like a mini series or some shit. So now people are saying that they're putting pressure on them for DC to bring back an ongoing series of somebody. If it's not Milestone, give us Vixen, give us Bronze Tiger, give an ongoing series to Mr. Terrific, not 6 issues and one and done. Black Lightning, Steel, something.
Because that's done? Was it Green Lantern? Was it War Machine? That book with Jon Stewart where he went back to Earth and I know you reviewed some of that.
Yeah, but I think that was like a miniseries.
That's done. Yeah, that's done too, isn't it?
That's done. Cyborg, give us something. Don't just have these characters, just have them pop up every February and then just disappear, shit like that. Last year, they gave us the Power Company, which they were supposed to give us some shit like that, and it fucking faded away. They don't talk about that shit at all. It was pretty much they pretty much made a Black Justice League, and it just disappeared. Nobody gives a fuck, because it didn't sell.
Yeah. But
it's their fault because they didn't promote it. But I guess it's our fault because we didn't promote it. So I don't know. It's a one-way street. So here's the thing. I put the blame on everybody. Everybody is to blame for this. DC is to blame for this because they don't put enough effort into promoting these books. They don't bring them out February. But at the same time, we don't put enough effort into buying these books. They put the stuff out there. They put out the Power Company, put out Black Lightning, put out Steel. We don't buy it, and then it gets canceled. Then we want to bitch, moan, and complaints like that. Like I said, it's a flow chart, Eli. I'm gonna tell you the flow chart. Black book with the creative team comes out, doesn't sell, gets canceled. The internet bitch and moan about black books getting canceled left and right. Rinse, repeat. It's a cycle that goes all around, stuff like that. So if DC is going to go out on a limb and give us these books, with black creators, black superheroes, stuff like that, we have to do our part. We just can't sit back and think we won. And once they gave us the book every February and then just disappear after that, we have to buy the book. We have to support the book. And just like you did with Danny Moonstar, if we have a problem with the book, criticize the book so we can get better books.
Yeah. We've been doing this podcast for over 10 years now. How many times have we said that? And
we've said it over and over again. But.
And we joke about, we got to do our due diligence and represent the people. And we're obligated to read that. We make jokes about it. But that's the truth because, if we don't buy it, they ain't going to make it. I said it during my Moonstar.
We say this all the time, Eli, and I think it's getting misconstrued because here's the thing. At the end of the day, Marvel and DC don't owe us anything.
Yeah, this is a business.
Don't. It's a business.
Yeah, they're not going to make it if it doesnn't sell. And it doesn't sell if you don't read it. If you don't buy it, you don't read it, they're not going to make it, So... and you're just going to complain, and you're not going to get better books if you don't read them, and criticize them. Don't just this is a black book or it's a native book. So it's awesome by default. Right. No, criticize it if you want better stories and better representation. We need to tell them how to do better. So. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to just give us a half-ass book with a shit creative team and then blame us when it don't sell. And then don't do shit again for 1 or 2 years. Yeah. So we got to stay on their ass about this stuff. So, that's all I got to say. So, like I said, it's a two-way street. We can't just put all the blame on one people. We have to we have to hold ourselves accountable for this stuff also. Yeah.
Like I said, they're not gonna make it if you don't buy it.
Right. So I think I got us in even more trouble than I would have if I didn't do it, Eli. So. I'm supposed to just agree with everything. I'm just supposed to just blame everything on DC.
You liked the book. You liked it,
This book was awesome. Yeah. I mean, just straight up, it was awesome. It just, I don't think I'm pissed about it. I wanted more. That's all. Yeah. You can't give me a little bit of milestone and then take it away from me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, it's like the MOONSTAR book. That's just a mini series. Yeah. That's not ongoing. Like Echo was just Echo doesn't get an ongoing. Shit, neither does Warpath.
But here's the thing. Okay, not defending DC and Marvel, but that's kind of the state of the business nowadays. Everything's a miniseries. Like what is an ongoing series at DC? The main stuff: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern,
main characters.
Yeah. Poison Ivy for some reason. I don't know why.
That's been going on. Yeah, that's been
still going on.
That was supposed to be a mini, and then it just kept selling.
It just kept going. It's like,
and see that people bought it and they keep doing it.
People bought it, they keep doing it. That's what I'm saying. It went from a mini to Rixie because people bought it. You know.
Yeah, I was reading on that book for. I fell off it after like issue 10 or whatever. I'm not
right, but as far as like other ongoing series, there's no Swamp Thing book out right now. There's no Zatanna book like ongoing. You know, I think Zatanna is getting a book. Aquaman, is Aquaman still going?
Yeah, Aquaman's going.
But I'm saying, but Aquaman gets canceled all the time. You know, so we can blame about that DC don't have any black ongoing books. They barely have any ongoing books. If it ain't Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and like the main people, Justice League, shit like that, everything's kind of a revolving door. They'll throw a book out there, move the fuck on, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no Green Arrow book right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Absolutely. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that's the nature of the book. We can't skew opinions just to fit our own narrative. That's all I'm saying. So,
yeah. Facts
are facts. Let's just move on from that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta support it. Gotta support it.
Y'all gotta support it. Hold accountability for yourself. You want these books, buy these books.
Yeah.
So, I know. And fuck it, if you tired of Marvel and DC, fuck it, support indies.
Yeah.
There are independent black creators out there. With neither one of them that are making books right now.
Native books too. Captain Paiute. Check it out. Warpaint Studios.
Shameless plug. That's how you slip that in, but okay. You should have told me, Eli. I would have thrown a poster up or something like that. Yeah. I'll have you ready next time. Don't worry. I won't let you down next time. But yeah. All right. Anyway, you got another book. What you got?
Shadow of MAUL.
Hell yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Shadow of MAUL.
Okay.
This is Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Darth Maul book. Mini series, which is a prequel to the show that's coming up.
Oh, this is a mini series? Marvel's so racist.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking so Darth Maul, the show is coming out on Disney. The animated show. I think it's next month.
Wait, I need to mark it on my calendar. When's that coming out?
I think it comes out next month, April, I think it is. So this is a prequel to that. This is a lead in to the show.
Okay.
So this is basically, it starts out with an ex-bounty hunter. What's the guy's name? Lawson? Yeah.
Is
Lawson.
he a thing, or they just made it up?
I think he's a new character. He's an ex-bounty hunter turned cop on this planet, like this rugged hood planet called Janix. You know, lots of scum and villainy going on this planet. And so the book starts off almost like a procedural. He's being interrogated by the cops. You know, he is a cop, but he's being interviewed by like internal affairs or something because of some shit went down. Some smuggle. He was investigating the mob, this like gangsters that were smuggling these like rare aliens that have toxin and poisons. And the deal went south. And then he got basically assigned because the deal went south and a bunch of shit happened. He was assigned a team. Like, you're no longer, the typical, the captain bitching at the
give you your gun in bed.
Yeah, the loose cannon cop. Like, you caused, thousands of dollars in damage, McBain. you had a real good view from behind your desk, Chief. That type of shit.
Right.
The Starsky and Hutch, old Starsky and Hutch shit. That happens, So he gets assigned a team. Now you're not working by yourself anymore. You got a team now. So he's got a squad of other cops, helping him out. And they're supposed to protect a witness who's going to testify against the mob, these space gangsters. And but it turns out one of the cops is a mole.
There's some Blade Runner type shit, right?
Oh, yeah. The art is dope. Yeah, the fucking
Okay.
art is dope. And then Benjamin Percy writing the book. This is right up his alley. He's all into the horror, crime, noir shit that he's been doing. He's Ghost Rider and the Spirits of Vengeance and Wolverine and He's writing a Punisher now. I mean, this is right up his alley. So, so it turns out one of the cops is a mole, and the operation is compromised. Then we cut to another planet, and there's a ship dealer. Like, he's selling a ship. He's like, "Yep, this ship has all the goods. It also has cloaking devices, so you won't get seen by the Empire or any of that shit. It's like totally you can smuggle whatever you want. It's got all these filters that won't come up on scans. You can smuggle anything or anyone. You got cloaking. You got everything. You be hidden from the Empire. So we got a deal here." And the guy's like, "Sure, I'll take it." Zero, red lightsaber turns on and slice, kills the dealer, and it is Darth Maul. And he's like, I'll be going to Janix now, and that's the planet that the cop is on. This guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like I said, it sounds like that show is going to be about Darth Maul building up his criminal empire after the Clone Wars. So
okay.
So this sounds like this is leading up to that. So pretty cool.
I mean,
4 out of 5. Cool
I'm all for that. So
yeah, crime noir in space in the Star Wars universe. Darth Maul, on his way to becoming a gangster. So yeah, I dug on this. I'm on board. And it's getting me hyped up for the show. Like I'm more hyped.
Get me hyped up for the show. So.
Yeah, I'm more hyped up for this show than I am about the Mando movie.
What about Lanterns?
Oh yeah. Hey, that's kind of falls in line. It sounds like Lanterns is like a more gritty crime cop show.
Yeah, I mean, good cop, bad cop. Okay. Yeah,
but
I kind of see what you're saying.
But this is in space.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta's supposed to be in space.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless, twist, they're not on Earth. Dun, dun,
oh, like Planet of the Apes. Well, actually, the opposite of Planet of the Apes. So,
yeah.
Shoot. Anything else we got? Or
4 out of 5? No, that's about it. I'm pretty booked out. I did read, excuse me. I did read Thundar the Barbarian. Pretty cool.
Oh.
That's still going on.
Which is number 2? It's
number 2. Okay. I read Absolute Superman. That's still going good. Brainiac is pretty ill. And the Absolute Brainiac is pretty ill, I gotta say. And
did he do some shit with Lex Luthor?
Yeah,
I heard he fucked up Lex Luthor.
He's torturing Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is just like a regular dude in the Absolute universe, but now Brainiac is like, you got to live up to your potential.
Oh damn! Okay.
And then
he's gonna turn Lex Luthor into Absolute Lex. He's gonna fuck him up some kind of way. So yeah.
Casey Jones still on that book. That's still fun. A lot of books. Yeah, there was a big week. So.
Okay. Shoot. Anything else we got or?
No, I'm booked out. Oh, Daredevil and Punisher ended. That's good too. That was good too.
Nice.
All 4 out of 5s. And then of course DCKO.
Right, we're hanging in there. Okay. All right. So all right, before we go, like I said, we've been missing for a while. I just want to briefly talk about this Eli with me. Like I said, if anybody's still here, probably want to know. Like I said, we're missing for a while. I had to take some time off. Like I said, I lost both my parents within the last 6 months. So been a lot to deal with, not just emotionally. It's had to take care of my family, a lot of stuff that kind of fell into my lap, like, business wise, account wise, I had to deal with that I'm still dealing with. I here's the thing. I came back on this show to do this show, even though I'm kind of taking a break right now, because I have fun doing this show. Mm-hmm. This is therapeutic, if you want to call it, stuff like that. Just fun to do. So I come in this show, talk shit with Eli, talk about comics and stuff like that. Kind of put me in a better mood because you need some kind of fun in your life. Have some kind of hobby, have something like that, to lighten the mood up. That's all I'm saying. So came back to do some stuff on here to have fun with it. And also people been checking on me just let you know that, and we're still going. We're still in there. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. And we gotta, anytime you get a chance to smile, do it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to, like I said, otherwise life's just gonna kick you in the ass the whole time like that. So anytime you get a chance to celebrate, have fun, laugh, kick it, hang out, with Eli, stuff like that, do it. You know, it just can't always just be doom and gloom all the time like that. Otherwise, you, like I said, his thing. Like, remember I kept reviewing Final Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize why I was doing Final Crisis, and I realized that the whole point of that book was that Final Crisis was that dark side was affecting people with grief, anxiety, you know, depression, things like that. Like, I realized that, oh shoot, I'm exploring my own grief through this book. I didn't realize what I was doing until I got to the very end of it. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it was my way of getting through that. So yeah, so like I said, I don't know if we're gonna come back next week, Eli. I may need to, you know, work on myself a little bit more. We're gonna see how we go. But
hey,
yeah.
Whatever you got to do, man. Whatever,
Yeah, but I did want to just pop my head back up to let everybody know what's going on. You know, see this, you know, how we're doing. Come back in and just kind of put myself in a better mood. You know, to do stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
So that's all I got. We move on past that. Like I said, I think we had a pretty good show this week, Eli.
Yeah, I had a good time. You know, it was cool to talk, catch up with you, and again, again, condolences to you and your family again, once again, and I do look forward to this. I do look forward to like hanging out and talking about this shit that we're talking about.
Right. Like I said, even if we get 2 people, hell, there's 2 people that enjoy the shit we talked about. So yeah.
Yeah, shout out to my boss who's always here, listening, and
my boss will give a shout out. So
yeah.
Wherever the hell Jake went, he just disappeared off the face of the earth. So
it sounds like he's got a life. Since he's got a,
he's touching grass right now. Okay.
Yeah, he's going outside. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.